Hello and welcome to the home of Scottish rugby. We are here at BT Murrayfield on a glorious sunny day. And I'm here joined with Alice and Megan, who are going to help me commentate today on the women's rugby match, which is going to be kicking off in just over 10 minutes. There is definitely a big atmosphere, I would say, here today. How are you two feeling about this match? Are you nervous? Are you excited?
I'm so excited for the girls. I think every year when you come back you remember how exciting it is, and the chance to play on Murrayfield is unbelievable.
Yeah, I have to say I agree. Like, the chance to play here it's so slim, so being able to be here and like playing on that pitch is just such a big opportunity, so I'm so excited for them.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you have both walked out of the tunnel at Murrayfield. What is it like?
I think it's something when you're growing up as a rugby player, you don't think it's going to happen, so when you get the opportunity to do it, it's a bit overwhelming, I guess, but you know, you're there with your teammates and they'll have your back, and I mean today it looks stunning.
Yeah, the weather is so good. Yeah, definitely, I have to agree. Like, and knowing all the people that stepped onto that pitch before you, it's just such a like humbling feeling. It's so nice. It's such a brilliant place to play.
Yeah, and we're hoping to run through who is playing today in just a few minutes. So hopefully we'll get... So, for the women's Edinburgh University team, we've got number 1, Panache Muzambi, number 2, Anne Young, number 3, Emma Dunbar, number 4, Nicola Howitt, number 5, Robin Ahrens, and number 6, Evie Gallagher, at number 7, Taylor Hammond, at number 8, Sally Stott, at number 9, and also the captain of the team, Rachel Law, number 10, Sarah Dunelm. Unfortunately, Jess McClintock, who was supposed to be at number 11, is actually injured, so we will get a replacement person for that soon. And at number 12, we have Meryl Smith. At number 13, Kira McCulloch. And at 14, Beatrix Phillips. And finally, at 15, Emma Favell. For the women's team from St Andrews, we have number 1, Miriam Woods, number 2, but also the captain, Beth Tependen, number 3, Katie Golub, number 4, Scarlett Neal, number 5, Vari Falconer, at number 6, Alice Smith, at number 7, Abby Fryer, at number 8, Emma Stormouth, at number 9, Iona Ward, at number 10, Emily Jones, at number 11, Izzy Clark, number 12, Sean McGuinness, at number 13, Phoebe Drew, at number 14, Amy Halsey, and finally at 15, Seamus Parrott. And we are just receiving a brilliant performance from St Andrews, of a choir, female choir, who's singing very impressively. And I think definitely everyone's filling their seats currently. There's definitely an atmosphere growing here. The sun is shining, so everyone in the student stand is definitely getting the sunbeam down upon them. I hope they've got their water and their sun cream. But yeah, I was going to say, Ellis, how do you think the team's been feeling, and like, how's the preparation been for this big match?
Honestly, the preparation this year has been like way bigger and better than it ever has. We've had so many people down at training. We've had so many new and exciting things going on. We've just changed our schedule, so we're in the gym 3 times a week. We're training 3 times a week, and it just really makes it a better atmosphere coming into this game. It's such a big deal for us to play here, so I think all the girls are really ready for it, and it'll be an exciting kick-off to a good season, I think.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you've got another match coming up very soon against Durham, but also this is like the first match in the season. Like, is it difficult coming back off the summer and like term not even really have started?
Yeah,
I mean, it's such a big match at Murrayfield as the first fixture of the year.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of the girls have those like pre-season jitters, and then obviously it exemplifies it a million times when you're playing in front of a crowd and when it's varsity and when there's all this stuff attached to it. But honestly, for us, like, first game of the season is always a good one. You know, the girls work hard during the summer, and then we come back to pre-season quite early before the term starts, so it's just it's such a good starter. Like, although the jitters are there, it's just a good way to get the season up and running.
It's really, really interesting. And Megan, I hear that literally at the end of this week you are off to South Africa with the Scottish rugby team.
Yeah, I've been really lucky to get selected. We're off to South Africa for a 2-test tour. I think, as far as I know, this is the first time anything like this has happened, and just really fortunate to be involved.
And would you say that like your time at the University of Edinburgh and playing for the team really helped you on your path to success into the Scottish team? Or
Yeah, definitely. So I was just here for a year, but during that year, I had so much support, physio, S&C, everything was on campus, and they're just so good at making student athletes' lives easier so we can focus on our sport. I had a great time, and kind of watching it now, I wish I was back there.
oh, that's really sweet. I was going to say, Ellis, I've noticed that quite a few girls returning from last year to the team. Do you think that obviously the newbies to Murrayfield, how do you think they're feeling?
Yeah.
Are they newly selected this year then? Or are they...
Yeah, like we have a lot of first years coming up. Obviously, for them, this will be an even bigger game because not only does it start the season, but it start the season with a new team in Murrayfield. So it's going to be probably pretty big for them. But they deserve to be selected. They deserve it as much as everyone else. So I'm pretty sure that they'll be settled in with the team now. They've been with us now doing pre-season for 3 weeks plus. So they're settled in with the team. We're welcome them in, and I think they're ready to get some boots on and get going.
That's really good that they've had the time to integrate into the team.
Yeah.
Because obviously that makes such a difference when you're on the
Definitely.
pitch. We've now got flames coming out, and the women are now running out onto the pitch.
Of St Andrews and the University of Edinburgh.
I'm just admiring both of their kits. They are really, really smart and
Right.
very good. So I believe St Andrews is in the Macron kit, and University of Edinburgh is donning the player layer kit. Yeah, they all look incredibly smart.
Yeah. I love the white.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's such a nice day here. There shouldn't be too many muddy shirts to wash.
Yeah.
I think the mascots are a nice touch. Did they always do that?
Yeah.
Have they?
It's nice.
Please
isn't it?
welcome to the pitch the presentation party who will be meeting the
Well, it
players
definitely
ahead of
happened
the
last
first
year as
game here at BT Murrayfield. The Right Honourable Lord Campbell of Pittenweem, Chancellor of the University of St Andrews, Professor Peter Matheson, Principal and
So
Vice
the
Chancellor of the
presentation
University
team
of
are
Edinburgh.
just coming out onto the pitch, including
Ian
the
Barr,
Vice
the Vice
Chancellor of the
President of
University of
Scottish
Edinburgh,
Rugby.
Peter Matheson.
Les Matheson, the
To
Chief
give the
Executive
presentation.
of Personal Banking at the Royal Bank of Scotland, and Lee McLean, the CEO of Campus Living Villages.
The University of Edinburgh have also got their mascot out, Hector, in his finery,
Oh, I see him.
who's on the pitch. I'm sure he'll be going around interacting with the crowd. He's a panda.
Yeah.
Do we know why he's a panda?
I'm not entirely sure, no. I'm not sure where the panda came from, so... But it's good to see him out today.
Please stay varsity match fit and enjoy this amazing occasion.
Stay varsity match fit. Sport is better when we remember it, so please drink responsibly.
Stay varsity match fit. Please let the teams play the match and keep off
I was
the
going to
pitch.
ask, do you think that the team's going to struggle at all in the
Stay
heat of
varsity
today?
match
Because it is
fit.
almost
Please
18, 19 degrees, which is not the standard Scotland weather if I'm used to it.
True, especially in September.
Yeah.
I think they'll be okay. They'll be
Stay
full of
varsity match
adrenaline.
fit. Remember the match,
They're fit,
remember the
they've been
atmosphere.
training.
Please drink
I
responsibly.
can't imagine it would affect them too much, but it'll make for a really quick game, which I think will suit Edinburgh. They've got a lot of speed players.
So have you kind of got any expectations on the scoreline or scoreboard even?
I think Edinburgh will win. I'm not sure. This is probably the first time a lot of players have played together, so it might take a little bit of time to gel. St Andrews, I don't know a lot about their team, but they might come out and really smash it up the park.
But yeah, the presentation team are just working their way along the line. They're just coming up to the University of Edinburgh team. But yeah, it's been brilliant. actually was in the VIP reception earlier in the President's Suite, and there was such a good turnout. I was actually chatting to someone who was the first team captain for the men's team back in 1983.
Wow.
So yeah, he's bless him, he's around, and he was also the last non-sabbatical officer for the sports union president, which I found really interesting. He was the one in between when it became a sabbatical officer role, so it was then a paid role. So he did it in his time as a student, but he also managed to juggle that with being the first team men's captain. So I think
What a lot of work,
I
eh?
know, a lot of work. I was going to say, how do you find it juggling your kind of your academic life and your sporting life here at Edinburgh?
Honestly, I think that anywhere else it would be near enough impossible. But Edinburgh, you know, like Megan said earlier, it has such a good program set up. We have everything like at our fingertips. You know, you're supported right from first all the way through to wherever you're leaving, and it makes it much easier go at it being here. But yeah, it can be hard, obviously, like everything, but it's definitely easier being in Edinburgh.
I think you just make it work, don't you?
Yeah.
If you want to do everything, you just find time. I guess all the advice is like plan your time properly, get things handed in early. I'm not sure how much of that actually happens, but
Yeah,
we know that we've got support if things do get a bit tough.
definitely.
But yeah, we've got a lot of turnout. This is the first year that we've had a family stand, so hopefully we'll get a really good turnout of spectators here today. The stands are slowly filling up in the bottom and the top tiers over on the east stand, and certainly the VIP area is getting very packed on this side. So yeah, hopefully it should be a really good, vibrant atmosphere. I was just going to say, I'm really interested in like how you got into women's rugby. What was it that made you? I'm a real advocate for women's sport, and I really respect the women's rugby team because they are so strong here at Edinburgh. And I was just wondering, how did you get into it? Did you play it before at school, or did on both your kind of stories, I guess? Did you play it from school, or was it something you started at university? Like, did you ever come across any like barriers against it?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, for me, like in high school, I played basketball and like did equestrian, and then basically when I
So sorry there for the interruption. We were just listening to the national anthem. So yeah, I will just introduce myself again. So I'm Beth Fellows. I'm going to be commentating or helping commentate with Ellis and Megan here. So Ellis is the vice president of the Women's Rugby Club, and Megan is a member of University of Edinburgh alumni. And essentially, I was just asking them originally how they got into women's rugby, and Ella's just telling us that she used to do basketball and equestrian at school. But I might save that conversation slightly later because we've now just got the team huddles going on, and we are about to kick off very shortly, which is getting, the atmosphere is definitely growing here at Murrayfield. I'm sure you can hear all the booming music in the background. So we'll just be going hopefully onto the pitch side very soon.
think that's Evie Gallagher there. She's such a strong runner.
That's unlucky. That's probably just a few nerves.
Yeah.
Couple minutes in, it might take a wee while to settle, but a good start from Edinburgh. Really strong run by Evie.
Yeah, I think that carry will set a good precedent for the start of the game. Like, that'll really get people ready and going for the their next 80 minutes. Oh well, 50 minutes.
How is the scrum looking? Is it quite a strong? Do you know the weight difference?
Leave that to Ellis.
Honestly, I've not got a clue about the weight difference in the pack, but I know that we've been working on our scrum, so I'm just going to go ahead and guess that we're going to have a good, strong scrum here. Let's hope that we can steal it back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks like you've got strong movement.
Strong there from Edinburgh, but. I think that was stolen there by Sally Stott. That's her key move, isn't it? That's unlucky again.
I think it's just, it'll take a wee while to settle in, but you can see what Edinburgh's trying to do.
Yeah.
They've got really strong runners. They're going to use them to hit the ball up, try and break through St Andrews. But I think St Andrews are coping really well. Some good handling there. Maybe just got caught a bit in the contact, but
Yeah.
their scrum looked pretty steady.
They're doing pretty well to disrupt that Edinburgh attack there. Like, you can see there's already been a knock on. Like, I think they're putting a lot of pressure on, so I think Edinburgh really needs to step up if they're going to try and they're going to get through that. That was another strong scrum there by Edinburgh.
Again, I think Edinburgh just a bit overexcited there.
Yeah.
Getting pinged for a high tackle. Nothing malicious in it, but just to settle down.
Oh, unlucky. I was about to say that was well picked up there, but unfortunately not. Yeah.
Good recovery, but no.
So I think Edinburgh really look to attack from here. It's a really good position in the middle of the field. And we'll see what they've got, really.
Lovely.
That's good.
Yeah, it's lovely there.
Great defence by St Andrews.
Yeah. Good offload again there. That's Anne there, Anne Young. She's just been on fire this season. Yeah. Just come back from injury and she's already just doing.
Oh, that was
Really good defence.
And that was a try for the University of Edinburgh. Number 8, Sally Stott.
Yeah, I think that was by Meryl there.
Edinburgh, scored by number 12, Meryl Smith.
Yeah, Meryl's another one of the new first years coming up, so it's really refreshing. Refreshing to have a good kicker that really knows what they're doing. Like, it's a really hard skill to master, and Meryl's got it already, and she's only 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I played sevens with Meryl through the summer. She turned 18 the day we left for her first tournament.
Yeah.
So her first senior rugby was an international sevens tournament, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So she's got that experience already, and she's wise above her years, I would say.
Yeah.
I also didn't recognise her with her scrunchie on.
Yeah.
Some so unique.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it must vamp up the intimidation level of converting at Murrayfield, just to your,
definitely.
like, very big stadium.
But I mean, if you've done it for your country, then, you know, nothing can faze you then, eh? So.
Sally's doing it again.
Yeah, that's Robin. She's the one that just made that really big carry. She's another one of our new players.
And St Andrews now have the ball back again.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers going on. That was a lovely ball. Oh. That's so unlucky there from St Andrews, because that was such a good wide pass. Like, she was going right into a big gap there, and it was just really unlucky that it wasn't pulled off.
Edinburgh got a scrum in pretty similar position, so I think they'll look to attack again. You can see here that they've split their backline, so they can go either way.
Nice look there by Sarah, I think.
It's good recovery.
Yeah.
Good run by Sally.
Yeah.
She's still going.
She's definitely someone you'd always rather have on your team than have running at you.
Definitely. Oh, there's Panache. Again, that's another really, really strong runner. That was Kiara McCullough.
It's another brilliant try.
Try for the University of Edinburgh, scored by number 13, Kira McLaugh.
So yeah, they really seem to be taking advantage of the scrum kind of in that in St
Definitely.
Andrews territory, and then really attacking, but they're doing some brilliant drives.
Yeah. Definitely. I think Edinburgh's really thankful this year, especially for all the hard runners we've got in the pack. I mean, you saw there, it was just hard run after hard run after hard run, and it's really hard to defend.
And we've got number 12, Meryl Smith, converting.
There's Crunchy.
That's a really good
Lovely. Yeah. Yeah.
Conversion scored by number 12, Meryl Smith.
She's so talented, and she's just like, yeah,
Edinburgh
whatever.
14, St
She does it very
Andrews
quickly, you
0.
know, she
Yeah.
just turns up. It looks very confident, comfortable.
Definitely. brilliant run. Right between the posts as well.
Try for the University of Edinburgh, number 12, Meryl Smith.
So yeah, that was an excellent run by Meryl yet again. She's on fire today. She's just not giving in at all. And she tried just straight under the post, so she's now made her job a little bit easier, at least converting.
It's so easy for her. I don't get it.
Conversion also
That's
scored by
Meryl's
number
third
12,
conversion.
Meryl Smith.
She makes it. I was just saying that was Meryl's third
Edinburgh
conversion. She just takes all of the
St.
day's work.
Andrews,
She's
nil.
just
Easy.
textbook execution.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
St Andrews is switching it up off kickoffs, keeping it interesting.
Oh, lovely. And again.
That's just unlucky. You can see what Edinburgh are trying to do. They're going to hit up in the middle and then spread it wide to their speedsters. Just not quite coming off that time.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant connection there between Sarah R10 and Meryl R12. They played together from sevens and under 20s, so it's really great to see it for Edinburgh.
Number 12, Meryl Smith.
So yeah, that was another try again from number 12. She's, yeah, I think the
On
other
fire.
members of the team are going to struggle to beat her points on
Yeah.
the board. So it's now just had just over 14 minutes on the clock, and it's now 26-0 to Edinburgh.
Crazy.
Conversion scored by number 12, Meryl Smith.
Yep, another conversion scored by Meryl Smith.
Edinburgh 28, St Andrews nil.
The score is now 28-0 to Edinburgh. We've got some very keen spectators here. There's somebody who keeps shouting, "Come on, Edinburgh," which is, I'm not sure where they're coming from, but I enjoy their enthusiasm. But yeah, we've had a really good turnout in both stands this year.
Oh, lovely from Nicola there. big run there from Nicola Howitt. Oh, unlucky.
It's a good turnover from St Andrews. See whether they'll tap and pass or go for the line out.
I think that was Evie Gallagher there, the big tackle.
St Andrews taking it quickly.
Oh, go on.
Good turnover from Edinburgh. They'll look to go wide now. Yeah, just a slight forward pass. I think maybe players on the outside of Edinburgh there getting a bit over enthusiastic, getting in front of the ball.
This is a really good position for St Andrews as well. Like, they're right of the sideline. They have all this pitch to work with. Let's hope that they can utilise it and really punch up some lines and get some points on the board. Lovely.
Good line.
Yeah, that was a big tackle there from Taylor and then a good steal from Edinburgh. Oh, lovely pass there.
Good defence by the St Andrews 15. Seamus Barrett.
So we've got a scrum just by the try line, which is very exciting for Edinburgh. Let's see if St Andrews can get it out of their territory.
St Andrews will look to secure this and then clear their line. That's okay. Did the job.
This will be really interesting as well, this line out.
No, I was just going to say this is a really good attacking point for Edinburgh, as Ella said before, when you've got something at the edge of the pitch, you've got lots of width to play with.
Yeah, so throwing for us today is Anne Young, and she's been practicing a lot, so it's good to see that she got the ball to the front.
She used to coach Anne when she was under 15, so I'm feeling really old right now.
And that's another try for Edinburgh. Number 6, Evie Gallagher.
Try for the University of Edinburgh, number 6, Evie Gallagher.
just had some subs for the University of Edinburgh. Number 1, Panache, and number 3, Emma Dunbar have just come off, and number 16, Ilan Clark also has gone on, and number 17, Sarah Donnelly. So yeah, it's really interesting to see how the bench performs. And hopefully that'll bring some fresh legs onto the pitch.
Yeah, definitely.
But they look very strong, very powerful.
Edinburgh 33, St Andrews 0.
So that was another conversion from Meryl Smith. Oh no, my correction. So the score is now 33-0 to Edinburgh, and unfortunately Meryl didn't get that one.
She didn't get that one, but I think we can let her off.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think
we got that 10.
Not sure.
And just kicking left again.
Unlucky.
Fortunately, it hasn't gone 10.
Definitely got a bit of a tactic in there, don't they, with the short kick to the left-hand side, and it was working for them with them putting pressure on, but unfortunately she just put that a wee bit short.
Edinburgh have chosen the scrum. Rachel Law just getting her instructions. Probably given instructions.
Yeah, it's really great to see the subs coming on, and I know Sarah and I know Eliana, I know they're going to make a big hit in that scrum and do some damage.
Very quick steer.
It's over there again, another big run by Nick. And then by Rach.
St Andrews' defence is holding really firm though.
To give them credit, it was a really good defence. They were coming up fast, but defending against Sally Stott is one of the hardest things you'll ever do.
University of Edinburgh scored by
Nobody can do it, it's impossible.
So that was another try from Sally Stott. So yeah, it looks like St Andrews are just having a little bit of a regroup and
Yeah.
Sally's coming off for a well-earned break and being replaced by Eva Donaldson.
Meryl's got it back. That's another conversion.
Fire's back.
Scored by number 12, Meryl
Just a minor
Smith.
lapse. I'm sure it was
Edinburgh 40, St Andrews 0.
So the score is now Edinburgh 40, St Andrews 0, and 25 minutes are on the clock.
Yeah, I think we'll just play one more kick-off. Hopefully St Andrews can get something just before half-time.
Yeah, I feel it's always easier to get into half-time when there's a score on the board for you.
Look at that.
Lovely steal there by number 12. If they can just get this wide, there's so much space there for them to use. Oh, unlucky. Oh, lovely kick by number 10 there. Emily Jones.
Emily Jones
So,
has
the
been really
half-time
key
score,
for St Andrews so
Edinburgh
far.
40, St
You can
Andrews
see that she's
0.
one that pulls the strings.
A
Got a lot
reminder
of
that
vision,
both
so
of today's
hopefully when it's
matches
the
are
second half,
celebrating a rolling subs
Speaking,
basis.
Leeds St
And
Andrews
don't
took up the
forget, you
scores.
can get in touch with us on Twitter. It's
So
at
we're now
Scottish
going to take a
Varsity
quick
today.
break at
You
half
can share your
time,
photos
and the
and
score
videos
is
of the
still
day
Edinburgh
using
40,
the
St
hashtag
Andrews 0. I'll join you
SV19.
after the break.
Let's see what Uni can do off this scrum here. Oh, lovely there.
Looks like there's been a few subs for Edinburgh.
Yeah, Lindsay Maguire has come on. I'm not sure who for though, I can't quite see.
See if we can work it out.
Another unlucky knock on there from St Andrews.
So it looks like Lindsay Maguire has come on at 10. Sarah Denham has moved to 12. I think Meryl's come off for a bit of a rest.
Yeah, she'll definitely need it. All the under-20s were away at camp this morning, so they've had a session already today and then a game. So she'll definitely need that wee rest there.
Also think Alison Glass has come into the second row.
It's really, really good to see her back in playing. Last year she was out with a knee injury for most of the year, so I'm sure she'll be really excited to be on the pitch right now.
I was going to say, have you got many kind of fourth years, or is this a lot of the teams like last chance to play at Murrayfield potentially at the university? Or
Definitely, yeah. We've got a couple of fourth years. I think we have a couple of fifth years as well. But we've also got a completely new side of this team, so it's really half and half.
I was going to say, you've been really lucky in that you haven't lost too many and you've got some
Yeah,
coming
definitely.
through. Do you think the coaches will be happy with the performance in the first half?
I think so, yeah. I think as a team we had a lot of goals coming into this game. One of them was moving the ball wide, and I do think they've definitely got that. And staying connected, running hard, all of the typical basics. But I think that Edinburgh have played well. We just need to get a wee bit more clinical, a little bit cleaner. There's a lot of knock-ons, a lot of drop balls, and that's not going to carry on to the rest of the season. So hopefully they can pick it up from there.
I was going to say, you mentioned a little bit about kind of the injuries from last year, and then returners from last year having injury and being happy to be back, but then obviously was the team affected by much injury and selection and stuff this year?
Yeah, I mean, I believe so. Jess, who was actually on the team sheet, literally got injured in the warm-up right there. Yeah, she's hurt her Achilles, and that's a big blow. I mean, she's a really great player. Apart from that, there's obviously myself, but most of the team actually is pretty healthy, ready to get going with the season. So although it's a big loss not having Jess in the field, it's also a good opportunity for the younger players to get this experience out in Murrayfield. And I'm sure she'll be watching on pretty proud of the people who have taken her place. So of course it's always a shame to have injury, but it's part of sport. So I think we're doing pretty well for what we've got.
Andrews now seem to have
Yeah, brilliant offload from the floor there into number 7. I think that's Abby.
Yeah, it's a really good
Yeah, it'll be really, really great to see a bit more of that from St Andrews. Hopefully in the next, couple of minutes they can get some points on the board. They can really punch up lines and get into the game a bit more.
Hopefully that half-time break gave them a chance to discuss things over and come back out fighting.
Yeah, definitely. Half-time's always good, regrouping and getting that chat from your coach, like, come on.
But they certainly have come back with a bit of fire.
That's Evie Gallagher there from the back of the scrum. Really, really hard run from her. You can always count on her to go for a hard run.
Yeah, Edinburgh are not letting St Andrews have any ground. As soon as they gain any, they take it back. And just, a few fumbles there from Edinburgh.
Definitely, there's been a lot of fumbling from both teams. Like, I hope that they can clean that up a little bit.
St Andrews substitution, number 20 coming on. That's Ailey Sword. Swapping with number 9. Iona Ward.
So yeah, there seems to be quite a lot of scrums in this match, I've
Definitely.
noticed.
Yeah, those front row will be
Feeling it right now.
definitely.
Especially in the heat. I'm not entirely sure of what the temperature actually is, but it certainly looks warm over that side of the pitch. We've kind of got half the pitch in shade and half in sun.
Edinburgh just illegally stealing the ball there.
Yeah.
See if St Andrews can get some points on the board.
Yeah, I think
Might be
going for it.
Line out.
Yep. Oh. Is that not? No, it wasn't. I was going to say, I don't think that went straight out, but don't know what happened over there, but it's now out and a line out to St Andrews, so.
Edinburgh doing something else wrong. You know what that is? Seems like a forward thing.
I'm not sure, sorry. Oh no, has this been stolen again? Mole, maybe?
She's got her knees on the ground, so as soon as she gets her knees on the ground, they need to release.
Yeah, there we go. It's a really good opportunity for St Andrews if they can get some big carries in there. I think that ruck there was by Robin, another one of our new players. So good job from her.
And yeah, it looks like St Andrews have just had another substitution. Number 16, Katie Roberts, has come on. For number 6, Alice Smith. So it looks like they're doing a few substitutions to keep
Oh
keep
wow,
some fresh legs.
really good line there from, I believe, Sarah? Yeah. Another unlucky knock on there from Edinburgh. I think this just really needs to be.
I think they're maybe just getting a little bit flat.
Yeah.
Everyone keen to get involved, but maybe just need to hold their depth, come onto the ball at pace, and they'll be a lot more effective. But again, good defence from St Andrews. They're not letting Edinburgh away with anything. A really great line from Sarah there, but she was stopped exactly where she was. And they've got another scrub, so hopefully they can get some go forward.
Oh, nice.
That was a brilliant run from St Andrews, number 15.
I think that was stolen again there by Edinburgh, which is unfortunate because St Andrews had some really good go forward in that corner there. But it wasn't to be this time. Nice. Brilliant tackle there. I think that was by number 10. Emily?
Yeah, she's been really impressive today, both attack and defence. Just an unfortunate knock on by Edinburgh there. I think that's where we can see the main difference in the teams. Edinburgh are just so clever around the breakdown. If St Andrews are tall, slow, in to help their ball carrier, Edinburgh and have stolen it. Been a lot of turnovers that way. Andrews scrum again, pretty much the same position. Starting to hear the uni cheers now as the stands are filling up. Brings back memories.
I was going to say it's such a good turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've really filled both they're filling the lower and the upper stand on both the east and west side from the looks of things. I think they'd sold something like 9,000 tickets or something, so there'll be more turning up. I think there'll be more trickling in throughout the day because I think there's a lot of people. It's the end of week one. There's a lot of other stuff going on. So yeah, I think but a lot of people turn out to this event. It's one of the biggest events in the year.
Lovely tackle there by Rachel. I think she's the captain for this game. That was a brilliant handoff. That was 10 again, wasn't it, Emily Jones? And again, go on. Yeah, absolute powerhouse.
Really not giving up.
Another penalty from Edinburgh. They're just going to have to be careful. Oh, the referee looks like he might be getting a card out.
I think that front row just needs to set themselves a little better. Try not to do that again.
Good hit there from Sarah Denham.
If they can get this wide. Oh, unlucky. Another one. It's just unfortunate because they're getting these really great ideas to get this ball out wide, and then there's just little slip-ups that make it not possible for them. So. Brilliant defence there from St Andrews. I think that was number 12. Good line there from Laura Kay. Brilliant steal, yeah, that came from a good tackle by Beth, I think, number 2. Lovely. Brilliant run.
Brilliant pick up by number 15 from St Andrews.
Yeah, go on.
They've been really impressive all game. Haven't stopped.
Yeah, I remember playing against Seamus last year and it was hard trying to get past.
Looks like there's a couple of players down there for St Andrews. Hopefully nothing too serious. Seem to be back on their feet.
Yeah, it's a yellow card there for Edinburgh for Kaylee King, I believe. I think she's got number 19 on her back.
St Andrews will be looking to take advantage of their for having one man up. Look to get the first score of the second half.
Oh, go on. Oh, just unlucky. So unlucky. What a brilliant idea to take advantage of that, like you just said, to take advantage of the overlap. But it just wasn't to be again.
It's been a pretty equal second half though, no scores yet. Just over 5 minutes left.
It'd be really good if St Andrews could get on the points on the board.
Definitely.
They've definitely come back in the second half stronger.
Well, yeah, you can see the difference. Whatever was said at halftime has paid off big time. There's a lot more urgency and a lot more intent around it.
Evie Gallagher on the charge there.
That's Evie Gallagher. Go on.
Also to Sarah Denham.
Brilliant run. What a brilliant score there by Sarah. Started off by Evie Gallagher there. She's just an absolute powerhouse.
Sarah Denham!
That's another pair that have been playing together in under 20s and age grade stuff. Evie Gallagher and Sarah Denham. I think they work really well together. They've got really good on-pitch chemistry.
Rachel Law.
And the conversion was by number 9, Rachel Law.
47, St Andrews, 0.
So now with just 4 minutes left on the clock, it is Edinburgh 47, St Andrews 0. Let's hope St Andrews can get some points on the board in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, I really think they deserve that. They deserve a couple of points on the board after the second half. They've really stepped it up. Rachel's just sniped round the side there. And passed on. I think that's Laura there.
Yeah.
She'll be absolutely chuffed with that. She'll be so excited about that.
We've got a lot of speed on your team.
Try for the University of Edinburgh, scored by number 22, Laura Key.
Really good try there by Laura. Interesting catch about Laura. She has size 9 feet.
Yeah, that'll be why it's so easy for her to run down
Run,
that wing so
yeah,
fast.
she can cover ground.
She can cover ground with those feet. She'll also love that we just said that.
Edinburgh 52, St Andrews, 0.
Laura's one of the ones that are fourth year, so I don't know how much that try is going to mean to her. Yeah.
Representing the University of Edinburgh, number 12, Meryl Smith.
We've got a couple of last minute substitutions. It looks like Taylor Hammond coming on for Edinburgh.
And the man of the match, or woman of the match, is Meryl Smith from the University of Edinburgh. Who I think has probably scored the majority of the points on the board.
Definitely.
Obviously she's a kicker.
Yeah,
so
those
it's-
conversions on.
yeah.
Not bad for your first game.
No,
Exactly.
not at all.
First day.
Start as you mean to go on, let's hope.
Definitely. Oh, I was sold by that dummy there, so. Yeah, it's
Edinburgh
lovely
just
tackle
running
by
away.
Seamus there. Nice pass out wide. That's Eva Donaldson. Oh, unfortunate there.
Just lost control. That's us until the last 30 seconds.
So time for one more scrum.
Scrum. If they're going to fit it in, they're going to try.
Yeah. From where Edinburgh are right now, you know, I hope that St Andrews can hold on to that and can try and push their way back up the pitch, but I know it's going to be pretty difficult when you've got, they're right in there, right in their 22.
But I think there's definitely a lot of positives to take away from this match for St
Absolutely,
Andrews and
yeah.
for Edinburgh. I think I don't know what you think. Who do you think was the stronger team in the second half, even though...
I mean, honestly, obviously I've got a bit of bias,
Yeah.
but I think St Andrews were the stronger team in the second half. They had some massive hits and they really went for it. I think that was
And that
number 10
looks
just
like
really end the game
time.
there.
So the final score was Edinburgh 52, St Andrews 0. Unfortunately, St Andrews couldn't quite get any points on the board, but they certainly had a much stronger second half. And it looks like Edinburgh are absolutely ecstatic with their performance today. How do you feel like the girls performed today overall?
Yeah, I have to say, I think that both teams honestly performed really well. Obviously, there's some things that can be worked on, you know, cleaning it up a little bit, definitely. But I think the performance of both teams was phenomenal. St Andrews picking up in the second half was just brilliant to see, because I know they would be really proud of that performance.
And have you got anything to say about the absolute powerhouse Meryl Smith?
Yeah, she's fabulous. I'm so glad she's in this team this year. It took a lot of convincing.
Yeah,
It'll be a really great place for her. She'll play against players she's never played against before. She'll be challenged, and she's got all the support she needs. And if she carries on like today, I think she'll be one to watch for Scotland in the future.
for sure. I mean, I'm excited to see what she can do for Edinburgh, let alone for Scotland. So
Definitely, yeah, me too.
no, it's been the atmosphere is even building even more than it was at the beginning, and yeah, I'm really really excited to see. The men are on in at 4:45, so they were on pretty soon actually. There's a quick turnaround here, but yeah, the crowds are definitely growing, and I think Edinburgh University should be pretty happy with that performance. It's a very healthy score for us.
Well, I think every year this score is getting closer and closer. So they're definitely improving in whatever program they have going on at their uni is working. So I don't think it'll be too long before we see some really competitive games.
Yeah, I was going to say the second half. I mean, Edinburgh only scored one try in the
Definitely.
yeah.
And it's hard as well. I mean, we've got a very different thing going on here. We're, a league, I think maybe 2 leagues above them. So to come out here and put on a show like that is such a hard thing to do, and they've absolutely smashed it. I think. I would definitely be proud from either team.
Yeah.
BT Murrayfield, we are just 10 minutes away from the men's match between the University of Edinburgh and the University of St Andrews.
So we're just gonna say goodbye to Ellis now, and Megan, I was just gonna ask you a little bit about how you got into rugby and how you made it into the Scottish women's rugby team, which is incredible. But we'll just say thank you very much, Ellis, for joining us, and I'll let you go and join your teammates, because I imagine you don't want to miss out on this.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Alan.
11, Ethan McGow. Wearing 10 is Campbell Murray. At 9, it's Jamie Kelly. Number 1, Miles Key. Number 2, Jamie Morrison. At 3.
So hello and welcome to BT Murrayfield. We are just about to kick off with the men's rugby varsity. I'm joined here by David Gibson, who is a member of the University of Edinburgh and also the Engineers rugby team. So we are very excited for this match. The atmosphere is absolutely alive, and we have got a big turnout of spectators from staff, students, families and friends. And it's a glorious sunny day here in Edinburgh. And the teams are just getting ready with their team huddles. We've got really strong teams from both sides. So yeah, there's a big anticipation of what each team is going to bring. So from each of the teams, from St Andrews at number 1 we have Miles Keane. Number 2 is Jamie Morrison. Number 3 is Matthew Phillipson. Number 4 is Stephen Chu. Number 5 is Alex White. Number 6 is Cameron Galloway. Number 7 is Alex Lockie. Number 8 and the captain is Alex Hodgins. Number 9 is Jamie Kelly. Number 10 is Campbell Murray. Number 11 is Fezan Magul. Number 12 is Cameron Rhodes. Number 13 is Gregor Trickett. Number 14 is Isaac Stables. And number 15 is Kelvin Chen. And from the University of Edinburgh team, at number 1 we have Stuart Hodgson. Number 2 we have James Boyle, who is also the captain. Number 3, Max Young. Number 4, James Nelson. Number 5, Zach Redgrave. Number 6, Tom Robertson. Number 7, Nicholas Bain. Number 8, Matthew Crowther. Number 9, James Small Edwards, who is also the vice captain. Number 10 is George Wallington. Number 11 is Harry Hitchens. Number 12 is Adam Causa. Number 13 is Sui Chibali. Number 14 is Arthur Friend. And number 15 is Harry Weir. And it's kicked off already. And St Andrews have the ball. It's gone deep into the Edinburgh territory. And it looks like it's going to be a line out. St Andrews seem to have come out with a lot of power, David.
Yeah, they're running well, carrying the ball strong. Just settling the nerves in the first few minutes of the game, I think.
I was going to say, I'm also joined by Freeman Payne. Thank you very much for joining us. I was just going to say, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your kind of connection with rugby?
I'm originally from South Africa, so it's almost a religion in that part of the world. The reason I'm over here in the UK and obviously Scotland today is I work for the Parallel brand. We cut out Edinburgh University. We do all their sportswear, so that's why I come up with the game here today. But from a rugby perspective, I retired about 4 or 5 years ago, so I've been watching a lot more rugby than I usually do. It's my first time at Murrayfield, so to be here in such glorious sunshine is a real treat. I'm really looking forward to an open game of rugby today. I think both sides have something to prove. As long as they get that ball moving, I think we'll be in for an entertaining afternoon.
I was going to say the weather is absolutely glorious. It's not usually this nice, I imagine.
Bit of a rarity, eh?
Brilliant
Strong
run.
running from the 9 there.
A believe that was number 9, James Small-Edwards. Brilliant breakaway for the University of Edinburgh.
Kicking behind for Edinburgh. Chased down by Hitchens on the left. That's St Andrews with the clearance from their own 22. Taken quickly by number 6, Tom Robertson. Down the short side there. Harry Hitchens again with the ball. Some strong carrying here by Edinburgh. Hard running there by number 12, Adam Causer. Edinburgh just outside the St Andrews 22, looking to break in.
This will be a real test of character for St Andrews. They're under the pump here in their own 22, a couple of phases in now from Edinburgh. And there you go, the penalty. They probably should take the points here to settle the nerves and get some points on the scoreboard, but it could be a great opportunity to go for the corner and add to the pressure they've managed to put on the opposition in the opening phases here.
It looks like that's what they've elected to do.
I was going to say, you've probably got more of an idea than I do. What is it like playing on such a large stadium?
I've only ever played in front of about 20 people, so I couldn't tell you, but what I wouldn't give to play at Murrayfield.
What about you, Freeman? Do you know?
I played once or twice at Twickenham, but it was a curtain raiser to a much bigger event, so the stadium wasn't even anywhere near full. But the biggest thing for the players would have been the preparation in the change rooms before the games, sitting in places where some of the greatest rugby players have sat previously, and then to walk out to this sort of a crowd on such a wonderful day, like we've said, will be amazing. For Edinburgh playing in front of their that corner of the stadium where all the old boys are, they'll be wanting to make a point down there in that corner. Then kicking for the corner is a real statement of intent from the Edinburgh side here, so it'll be interesting to see how these next few phases pan out to see whether that was the right decision. And it looks like
and that's a try to Edinburgh. Number 13, Sue Chabale. Strong start from Edinburgh. Big drive from the maul, big drive from the line out. Excellent start for the home team.
Yeah, they seem to have a lot of Edinburgh University spectators down that side of the pitch. They're all standing up.
Very much a home game.
That was really impressive from Edinburgh. They backed what they feel they could have got out of that corner. But to jump on the back of the momentum they carried in the face play before that, the captain obviously made the right decision. It's really interesting to see how they exit from their own half when St Andrews kick off, because they'll be under pressure now to get away from their own half and get back up and get into the St Andrews half again.
And this is one of the earliest matches in the season, so this is a brilliant start for them. I know they've had a lot of preparation and pre-season training, but there are a few new people on the team this year, so it's kind of interesting how they're going to integrate into the team and how quickly they have to adapt and how flexible they have to be.
Definitely, I've seen the boys in the gym. Looks like a tough pre-season, but seems to be paying off. Good start from Edinburgh. Unfortunately, conversion missed there by George Wellington. Back now in the Edinburgh 22. Big tackle there from Miles Keane. Clearance kick taken there from Edwards.
really good piece of play there from Edinburgh. Some strong defence from St Andrews there. But to clear the ball up towards the halfway line gives them a chance to breathe the game, to recollect. It'll be really interesting to see what St Andrews do now with this ball. They'll probably go off the top and set a target in the midfield and get their big ball carriers to wrap around for the second phase.
Shortened line out here from St Andrews, looking to exactly what Mr. Payne has said. Big runners.
Good
Stolen
fight.
there by Edinburgh. But still, in Miles Keane's
good
knock
tackle.
on in the tackle there. Advantage to Edinburgh.
Brilliant turnaround by Edinburgh. And a brilliant run from number 15, Henry Weir.
Edinburgh doing well, clearing the lines there. St Andrews on the counter. Edinburgh defence line holds strong.
Edinburgh getting out of jail, there was some great defensive work there. It wasn't the greatest to kick from the Edinburgh fullback, gifting possession to the St Andrews back three in space, but then a good defensive line on the kick chase there. Has brought up the penalty, allows them to go down to that favoured bottom corner of the field, with hopefully more points to come.
George Wellington finding touch well there in front of the aforementioned home crowd. A lot of the Edinburgh boys in full song, wheeling their team forward. Overthrow there by Edinburgh, but they've kept the ball. Number 12 Causer taking contact well there. Excellent support line there by number 7, Nicholas Baines. Edinburgh camped on the St Andrews try line.
If Edinburgh can keep their width in the attack here, the open side is begging for the ball to be moved wide. They must have a 2 or 3 man overlap at the moment. It's just where they can keep hold of the ball.
And that's a try to Edinburgh.
I think that was by number 5, Zach Redgrave.
Looks like number 5, Zach Redgrave.
Yeah, he'll be ecstatic with that.
Varsity of Edinburgh, scored by number 4, James Nelson.
Edinburgh will be delighted with their start to this fixture. Having got up into the St Andrews 22 twice and coming away with points now. I must say, commentating on this game is tougher than usual with the kits looking so similar, but apologies for any confusions caused.
I was going to say, Zach will be very happy. He's the president of the rugby club, so he'll be a good inspirational figure.
Very well. 2 tries within 12 minutes there for Edinburgh. Going well in this Scotland varsity. Conversion taken there. George Wellington.
George Wellington. Edinburgh 12, St Andrews 0.
This will really test St Andrews' resolve this early on in the game. They want to get themselves into the game with some sort of positive play, whether it be a good tackle, good kick chase, or at the very least just putting Edinburgh under pressure and forcing an error of some sort.
St Andrews with the penalty there on the Edinburgh 10 metre, taken quickly by number 9, Jamie Kelly, making yards.
very important St Andrews keep hold of the ball for a good few phases now. They've been defending for the majority of the game here, and they want to play themselves into this fixture.
Lost forward there by St Andrews.
That could have been a commentator's curse there, suggesting you keep hold of the ball. I'll take one on the chin for that. It's how they regroup now and keep hold of this ball.
Kick chase here by Edinburgh. And recovered by
Really
Edinburgh.
good
Offload made. Cheeky chip over the top there from Edinburgh. Pressure put on the St Andrews fullback, and he's been tackled within his own 5 metre line. Pressure on St Andrews here. Clearance kick well made, touch found. A little bit of relief there for St Andrews.
St Andrews did well there to regather. Just shows you that you can't afford to make mistakes against this Edinburgh side, otherwise they will punish you. And they really seem to be enjoying their top end of the pitch in the sunshine in front of their old boys.
Good defence on the line-out drive there from St Andrews. Good early hit. Edinburgh have stayed calm. They've got the ball, but they need to get it out wide now. Andrews driving them towards this high line. There we go. Line out there.
Great defensive work from St Andrews. I'll take a huge amount of confidence from that.
Excellent defence, especially considering they've conceded 2 pretty hefty mauls down in that corner.
Absolutely right there. This for them is to get a good clean set piece. The line out has been shaky for both sides here. Getting set and getting that ball as far away from their try line as they can. Good kick chase and put Edinburgh under pressure like we mentioned earlier.
Short line out taken. And Hook is on the run now. Taken down near the 10. St Andrews with the ball, tackled around their own 22. Good defence from Edinburgh. Turnover here from Edinburgh, and the 9's going. Knock on in the tackle. Unlucky. Counter by St Andrews now.
Number 11, Fezon. I've met Fez a few times, and he is very quick on his feet. He's an incredibly rapid person.
It's a bit scrappy in defence here from St Andrews. They need to just clear their lines, get their exits right. And they've done that here, but they've given it straight back to Edinburgh's back 3. Space to counter.
Yeah, that kick just a bit too far for the chasers to make any real impact on the catcher. They're better off sticking it high in the air and having a waiting, rather than it going further down the field like that and giving them free ground to run back at them.
Cheeky picking up the blind side and an offload there from Edinburgh.
Number 9.
Good scrap tackle there. Edinburgh about 10 out.
St Andrews really need to fall back into the defensive line here and get a strong line speed on.
Isolated runners from Edinburgh. They need to really secure this ball if they're going to make anything of it. Keeping that possession. Hard running by Edinburgh. Great tackle there from St Andrews. Number 12.
That will really rally the St Andrews side there. They were under the pressure there, and a great hit from the midfield there, causing the turnover and some much needed rest for those St Andrews forwards. A lot of people with their hands on heads there, getting the oxygen in. This is a fast moving game.
The ball's been in play a long time. I know the size of these boys, they're not wanting that. Excellent tackle there by St Andrews. Taking the pressure off completely.
break in play finally gives us a chance to just breathe a sigh of relief. Where we're now 20 minutes into the game, so a quarter of the match gone. And if it wasn't for the two early visits to the St Andrews 22, I'd say these sides are looking rather evenly matched at the moment.
Edinburgh proving the more clinical of the two sides, but the pressure has been very even. Both sides spending a lot of time in the other's half. Just with Edinburgh with a little bit more of that finishing prowess.
It just looks like number 15 from St Andrews, Kelvin Chen, has come off.
I'm loving St Andrews' ambitions to try run themselves out of danger here. Got a solid set piece here, potentially a target in the midfield and weighing up their options from there. But again, any errors or any opportunities they offer this Edinburgh side, they look like they're going to pounce. So this next set piece crucial for how the rest of the first half might pan out.
Shove on there by Edinburgh. Penalty to St Andrews. It's like they're resetting the scrum.
St Andrews have some fresh legs on the pitch, and number 21, Jamie Appleton, as well.
If Edinburgh can get the shove on here, they'll put St Andrews under immense pressure, showing they've got the stronger of the two packs. That's a shove on there by Edinburgh.
Ooh.
And it's come back, they've won it against the head.
And
that's a try there for number 9, James Small-Edwards. Excellent scrum against the head there by Edinburgh. Edwards scored it, but that is a forwards try. They'll be patting themselves on the back for that.
Literally the opposite of what St Andrews wanted to get out of that set piece. We kind of explained what the importance of that scrum was. There'd been a break in play. Both teams had a chance to regather, discuss what they were going to do from that piece. And Edinburgh pushing St Andrews off the ball there is a real statement of intent. Like I mentioned before, this Edinburgh side, if you give them an opportunity, they're going to make you play.
That's also more pertinent with this rugby.
Oh, what? Conversion to come here. Attempt, I should say. Wide to the left there for that conversion attempt, but Edinburgh still comfortably in the lead.
Edinburgh 17, St Andrews 0.
Let's hope these missed kicks and conversions and penalties from Edinburgh don't come back to haunt them later in the game. This St Andrews side want to move the ball, which proves them dangerous. And if they can just get some field position and some opportunities in this Edinburgh half, it'll be great to see what their attacking sides can come up with.
Kick chase here from Edinburgh. Good take by St Andrews number 8, Alex Hodgins. Very messy breakdowns at the moment. Both teams flying in off their feet. St Andrews with the ball out wide, running hard.
This is more like it from St Andrews, showing their courage and willingness to move the ball.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh.
That was unlucky.
Nearly an intercept there by Edinburgh number 10. Unfortunately lost it. Lost it forward as well. St Andrews ball.
St Andrews restarts letting them down a bit, I think. they're kind of kicking the ball into no man's land. It's not deep enough to put pressure on, and it's not short enough for their chasers to go and put pressure on the catcher. And then once they get on the front foot there with a bit of momentum, turning back to the foot to put it through, grab a ball through. As you mentioned earlier, they just need to keep hold of ball, tie this Edinburgh side, and with their inventiveness, hopefully get some points on the board.
Scrum secured there well by St Andrews. Playing out wide at the back. Bit of crossing there. And St Andrews now inside the Edinburgh 22, looking to get the ball out wide. The sideline's your friend here with Edinburgh, but well secured by St Andrews.
They really do need to keep hold of this ball and keep to put this Edinburgh side under some sort of pressure. Route 1 seems to be working for them. Great step from the hooker there, although I'm not too sure where he was trying to go, but he's kept hold of the ball.
Ooh. Intercept here by... Oh, they're coming back for the penalty advantage.
Again, pressure telling on this Edinburgh side. They haven't had to defend much this half. And St Andrews, their willingness to play rugby, paying dividends deep in the Edinburgh territory.
Showing their confidence here, going for the corner. Line out to come.
I think at this point St Andrews are going to want to get points on the board, being over the 24 minutes on the clock in the first half.
Definitely. For the team, they need the buoyancy. They need the buoyancy of getting points. Whenever you enter the other team's 22, whether it is, and again a bit of commentator's curse, turnover there by Edinburgh. Can they get this clearance right? Back to the 10. And touch well found outside the 22. It's an excellent bit of defence by Edinburgh, but so unfortunate for St Andrews. And a good bit of possession before that.
Totally agree with you there. The scrum let themselves down in their own half when for the last Edinburgh try. And again, line-up ball, which should be their bread and butter, not going their way. Again, really important line-up here for St Andrews, still within striking distance, and with their flair runners out there in the back line, you'd like that they can get something from this.
And the line out there stolen by Edinburgh. Set piece is not going well for St Andrews. Without that platform, it will be hard to build an attack.
I feel for Jamie Morrison because he's been great in defence and both attack, carrying the ball strongly. He's taken a lot on himself today. He just needs to calm his nerves. He's in front of a big crowd this afternoon. He's a good enough player, that's why they've picked him. Just as a concentrate on getting those basics right, and the rest of his game will come.
And the strip there in the tackle by number 11, Harry Hitchens for Edinburgh. Edinburgh with the ball on the halfway line. Just trying to consolidate that possession. Penalty advantage to Edinburgh. And penalty taken. Taken quickly. The referee's called it back there. A bit too cheeky there from the 9. It's a good touch finder there by Edinburgh. Finding the sideline just outside the 22 of St Andrews.
I must admit the level of energy from both sides in this game has been fantastic when you consider the occasion and the fact that at the start of the season, what a combination still trying to find their way here, both from hooker to line-out jumper, as well as your half-backs and back three. So as a start, both sides showing real adventure, moving the ball around and giving us a great spectacle to watch here this afternoon in the sunshine.
Line out a bit dodgy there by Edinburgh, but they've secured it anyway. Running hard off 9, making the yards. This is exactly what St Andrews need to do, but Edinburgh are showing them what they need to do. Just need to keep this possession now. And looks to be a turnover there. turnover in their own 22. That's very good defence from St Andrews.
Fantastic, exactly what they needed. Edinburgh looked like they were finding their stride again there, going through the face count. It's just important St Andrews keep hold of the ball at the moment.
Clearance kick there by St Andrews, but they've not made it out of their 22. Pressure's still on. Let's see what they can do from here. They need to try and disrupt this line out. Otherwise Edinburgh have an excellent platform to attack off once again.
Looks like number
I'm very
17.
impressed with the Edinburgh number 9. He's brought a real tempo to how Edinburgh attack.
I think he may have learned it from his dad.
I was going to say for the University of Edinburgh, it looks like number 17, Nicholas Brimacombe, has come on.
St Andrews choosing not to compete at that line out, looking to get their defensive lines and people on their feet so they can put some line speed in their defensive approach to these next few sets.
Edinburgh are running well, but they need to find the gaps. Currently just man on man. They'll be tiring for both attack and defence.
Edinburgh is setting to the rhythm now, going through the phase play, rucking out and clearing well.
It's a penalty advantage to Edinburgh. What can they do with it here? At the 5 metre line now. Fast ball out wide and they've got this.
Oh,
And
that was very
it's into
unlucky.
touch there.
Another Edinburgh player that needs to mention is Alex Lockley, the number 7. Every time he carries the ball, he seems to beat at least 1 or 2 defenders, getting over the game line, and seems to spark a lot of these Edinburgh attacks. On the flip side, I think the St Andrews defence has been wonderful, marking out the back 3 there. Their slide defence using the touchline as an extra defender has really worked well for them there. But again, we find ourselves in this bottom half of the field. St Andrews under pressure, and Edinburgh seems to be going from strength to strength.
It's like a player down for St Andrews. Can't quite make out who it is, but this is not what they want right now. And luckily he's got back to his feet because it is the captain, Alex Hodgins. Crucial set piece now for St Andrews. They need to secure this ball, clear their lines and build into attack, and not let Edinburgh keep possession in their half.
Oh, that was lucky.
Again, another sloppy line out from St Andrews. They really need to tidy up this area of their game, especially 5 metres from their own line. That said, they seem to have recovered well. And some excellent footwork from the St Andrews flaw, giving them a better angle there to get them a better clearance.
Edinburgh line out on the St Andrews 22. What can they do from here? Secure the ball, get it out wide. The St Andrews defence has been holding firm, especially when they're not competing at the line out game. There's extra men in the line. Be interesting to see what Edinburgh do from here. Great hands from the Edinburgh 15 there as he got hit in the hit with the ball. Managed to get it out wide to his winger.
Oh, that was unlucky.
So Andrews with the ball here on the break. Well covered by Edinburgh. Just up to the halfway line now.
a brilliant run.
Edinburgh on the break here. Surely a penalty try. No bias from this commentary team, of course.
No. I believe that run was from Arthur
St
Friend.
Andrews kicking game, letting them down once more, gifting free ball for the Edinburgh fullback to run at them at will.
Oh.
That's number 5 of Edinburgh there, Zach Redgrave, in the most space I think he'll have ever been in on a rugby field, but unfortunately called back by the referee. You can see the dejection on his face from here.
Zach has been tormenting the St Andrews flyer all afternoon, giving him no angle when he kicks.
And that counter-attack coming from Edinburgh there. Again, poor kicking from St Andrews, giving far too much time and far too much space to the Edinburgh back 3. It's a cliche, they say the kick is only good as its chase. And the kicks haven't been good so far. Penalty won at the scrum there by Edinburgh. This is a good attacking position just outside the St Andrews 22.
Edinburgh really in the ascendancy now, oozing with confidence. You'd think a penalty position like that would have been 3 points on the board and putting them almost out of sight. But again, backing their set piece, backing their big ball carriers, but you see where they go from here. Nicholas Baines has gone back out into the back line there, looking to run off his 9 probably here now. Set some real targets for the boys to wrap around with on the second and third phases. Again, the commentators curse. I've teed him up for a big ball carry. That was probably his first mistake of the afternoon.
Great tackles here in defence from St Andrews, getting the turnover.
Phenomenal defence. That's the second time they're putting big hits on there and forced a knock on.
Bodies on the line sort of stuff, and they've earned it.
Absolutely.
Got the ball back outside their 5. Looking to attack from their own 5 metre line, which is bravery is commendable. Clearance kick poor there, straight back to the Edinburgh back 3, not finding touch. Giving them time and space to attack. But turnover well from St Andrews. Big hit in midfield there by number 13, Sui Chibale. But straight in off their feet from Edinburgh. St Andrews penalty.
That's a disappointing outcome for Edinburgh there. Phenomenal defence.
You've got a drink over there.
And then
Our seats.
a silly penalty gifting St Andrews an opportunity to relieve some pressure.
Thank you.
Just coming up to 5 minutes left in the half. It's so important St Andrews don't concede any further points here. Get their set piece right here and just keep hold of the ball. Run the clock down, tire those Edinburgh guys, and who knows, the face paint could turn into some valuable points for them.
Some big hits in defence here by Edinburgh, keeping St Andrews from crossing that gain line. Making them resort to that chip over the top.
Much better kicking game there from St Andrews. testing the Edinburgh defence, not making a great deal of ground, but making sure the ball either goes off or gives them field position and chance to regroup. Again, the tempo that James Edwards is bringing to this game from the 9 position for Edinburgh, calling on his forward runners each time.
Edinburgh with numbers out wide here. Hitchens with the pace. Can he make it?
Yes, he can.
What a run down the wing there by Hitchens.
Brilliant run.
And he finishes ball down under the sticks.
Absolutely
what a way to
excellent.
end that half of Edinburgh.
Varsity of Edinburgh, number 11, Harry Hitchens.
And that's just building on the pressure that Edinburgh have had all half. The score had to come at some point. And there it just did.
That really is a phenomenal finish by Harry Hitchens. The handoff and then the composure to stay within the whitewash, moving at speed. Heck of a finish.
But also brilliant distribution from James Small-Edwards off the slightly sloppy line out, straight down.
Everything in attack is coming from Edwards. Having a cracking game himself.
It's almost like half-time can't come soon enough for St Andrews. They need to get back inside the change rooms there, regroup, have some strong words with each other.
And it's important who scores next. You have a feeling that if Edinburgh come out of the blocks the second half, like they have done this half, it'll be gone for St Andrews.
And that was another conversion from George Wallington, number 10.
Edinburgh 24, St Andrews 0.
So we have 2 minutes left on the clock, and it is Edinburgh 24, St Andrews 0. I think Edinburgh will be very happy with this score at half-time. It's certainly a healthy score for them. St Andrews really, I think they'll be a little bit disappointed with this, not getting any points on the board in this first half. I mean, we have 2 minutes to go, but...
No, the scoreline I don't think reflects entirely the game. St Andrews have had some excellent possession, some decent attacking play, but it's just that final third. And Edinburgh's defence, a line speed, big hits, which are keeping them out. Looks like we've got a St Andrews player down, which I don't like to see. Number 20 I think has come on. Can't quite see who is down, but he's receiving treatment on the midfield halfway line. He's walking off, and that's number 2 James Morrison. Looks like he's received a knock here. He's standing up, which is a good sign.
Left in the half with injury time now, and it's important that St Andrews make this restart count. Either headed short to land on the 10-metre line there to give his chasers an opportunity to regain position, or knock it deep and make Edinburgh play from their own try line. Edinburgh opting to kick early there. Previously they've gone through the phases. inside pass looking very flat there, but St Andrews on the ascendancy, getting some momentum. Ball carriers getting over the gain line, keeping the ball alive.
Oh, big tackle from Edinburgh there.
What a hit there.
Who's
From
that?
Alex Lucky. It's important that St Andrews keep hold of the ball here. The Edinburgh back three are defending deep, which means if they move the ball well, they can find the edge of the defence and potentially get down those far 15 tram lines.
The Edinburgh defensive line holding well here, stopping St Andrews from getting the go forward, which they so need. Time is up. It only takes one knock on, and here we go. Penalty to Edinburgh here. They've taken it quickly. Ball out wide.
Jamie Edwards bringing some tempo again.
Is it going to be another try just before half time?
Yes,
and that should conclude the half.
Ball out of play. Half time there. Edinburgh in the ascendancy, 24, St Andrews 0.
So the half-time score, University of Edinburgh 24, the University of St Andrews 0. A reminder that this evening's game is operating a rolling subs policy. And don't forget, you can get in touch on Twitter today and tweet us using all of the hashtags.
So we are just about to have the presentation of the women's rugby match for the player of the match and the overall cup. And congratulations to Meryl Smith, the player of the match for the women's team. And coming out now are the University of Edinburgh, the winners of the Women's Rugby Varsity Match Series against St Andrews. Massive congratulations to the team, they must be absolutely thrilled. Both teams gave an absolutely sterling performance, but the University of Edinburgh definitely showed more power, more strength, better execution, and well-deserved title. And the trophy is being presented by Les Hamilton, being received by the captain, Rachel Law. Right, and we are back now for the second half. I think St Andrews will definitely be interesting to see what their chat was at half time.
Now, how they start this half is very important. Whoever scores first, you've got to see. Can't see the game going any other way than Edinburgh win unless St Andrews get some points on the board very soon.
Brilliant run by number 17 from the University of Edinburgh.
Starting the half positively, taking their own kick-off. St Andrews with a line out on their halfway between their 22 and their 5. So it's a good position for Edinburgh to be in. See what St Andrews can do from here defensively.
That was a real let-off for St Andrews there. Not the restart they wanted. And just giving Edinburgh prime.
And there's Edinburgh stealing another line out there.
That's how Nicholas Baines carrying strong on the first phase there, setting targets for Edinburgh, getting them on the front foot.
Oof. Hard running lines there from Edinburgh.
Absolutely, and James Edwards again just demanding
Nice.
tempo from his ball
Arthur
carriers
Friend.
there. Really, really quick from the base of the scrum. And
That's held up over the try line there from Edinburgh. Excellent start to the second half. Hard running. Very flat passing and being held up over the line, unfortunately.
Let's hope Scott Lawson would have imparted some knowledge onto this St Andrews pack at half time. The scrum hasn't gone well for them. And a fired up Edinburgh pack here might want to push them off their own ball. We saw what happened in the first half. This is a really, really important part of the game here and could dictate the tempo and how the rest of this half potentially pans out.
Attacking scrum from Edinburgh on the St Andrews 5, but St Andrews defending well. Edinburgh get it out the back with the penalty advantage, spinning it out wide.
Oh, he's straight through.
Edwards again with another try. It looks unstoppable, this 9.
Try for the University of Edinburgh, scored by number 9, James Small Edwards.
Much better scrum from St Andrews there, but the whole back row having to obviously lend some weight, which means by the time that James Edwards has picked up from the base, he's already got the momentum there, he snuck around, and a player of his ability is always going to find some gaps and take the opportune moment there to score what was a well-worked try.
Excellent conversion from wide out there. Wallington's packed his kicking boots, it seems.
George Wallington. Edinburgh 31, St Andrews 0.
So just 3 minutes in, it's gone up to Edinburgh 31, St Andrews 0. St Andrews really need to be getting some points on the board at this point in the game, I think.
The pressure's on St Andrews. They didn't start well in the second half. It'll be hard to come back from this. But the restart is taken well, knocked on by Edinburgh. The St Andrews have a good platform to build from attack here. Some good running from the number 21 there from St Andrews. Taking it into the Edinburgh 22. What can they do from here?
This is exactly the momentum the St Andrews siders want. George Wallington, their 10, playing the ball flat, inviting the defenders onto himself, and then creating space for the people around him.
Big hits in defence again from Edinburgh.
That really has been a trademark of their defence and what Edinburgh have based a lot of their game around today, that big physical encounter, something they've been dominating from the kickoff. But it's free ball here to St Andrews. The referee's arm is out. Be great to see them chance their arm here with a little grubber through.
And coming back for the penalty advantage here.
This will be a really interesting choice here for St Andrews. The scoreline sitting at 31-0. They'll want to get that 0 off the scoreboard, get the 3 points on the board. But then again, what do I know?
Going for the corner at St Andrews.
Absolutely, I love their ambition. Again, this was a happy hunting ground, this part of the corner of the Murrayfield Stadium for Edinburgh in the first half. Let's see if their defence can match their attack. But again, St Andrews really need to sort out their set piece here. Get comfortable in their own skin, find some real rhythm to their phase play, and let loose that are electrifying back three. You haven't seen as much ball as we would have liked to this afternoon.
It's Edinburgh stealing the line out again. Well worked by the winger there. Forwards working hard to get that space for the clearance. Touch found there by George Wallington. Unlucky by St Andrews to lose that line out, but it's been happening all day to them. Their set piece hasn't been functioning very well.
You're right, David. And again, they've got a second chance here. They've managed to put the Edinburgh 10 under pressure on his clearance there. They're still in the Edinburgh 22. It's so important they get some points on the board.
And St Andrews securing that line out there, spinning the ball out wide. They're running out of space though. Straightened by number 13, Gregor Trickett, but hit well by Chibale. Penalty to St Andrews. No release in the tackle. Taken quickly, St Andrews are running. It's the captain, it's the number 8, up onto the 5 metre line now. And still those hits coming in from Edinburgh. Tencourt with the ball. Ooh, a double knock on it looks like to me. The ref thinks otherwise. Touch found, going back for the knock on. St Andrews put in about 10 metres out from the Edinburgh line.
As we mentioned earlier in the first half, because of the pressure that Edinburgh are putting St Andrews under with their line speed in defence, St Andrews having to find a way around the edges of the defensive line, which unfortunately takes you closer to the touch line and puts more pressure on you there. That said, it would be great to see St Andrews set some real targets in the midfield here and give the ball carriers some opportunities on the second and third phase. But again, it's all about this set piece.
And Edinburgh getting the shove on here, but St Andrews secure. Hard running up the midfield. Edinburgh looking to hold up in the tackle. Turnover here from Edinburgh. What can they do with it?
Chance to attack.
Space out wide and they're running with it. Edinburgh break out the left wing. Broke the one. Beautiful.
What a run!
And Edinburgh run the ball in for a try from their own 10 metre. They've gone 90 yards, they've scored. Excellent bit of play there from Edinburgh.
And the crowd have gone absolutely wild here at Murrayfield.
Edinburgh showing a real versatility to their attack. A lot of their points there have come from big, strong ball carriers creating space. But that opportune counter-attack, they're showing just how creative they can be off the cuff.
That was brilliant ball distribution from the captain, James Boyle.
Well, it looks like Edinburgh are confident. They've rung the changes. They've emptied the bench. It's good to see that the boys have put out 100%.
I'd like to see Harry Hitchens offload there again in slow motion. It looked very flat from where we're sat.
Yeah, very flat, very, very flat.
But again, having the support runners there, moving at speed. He showed his twinkle toes there at the end of the first half and showing he can offload as well. Fantastic try there for Edinburgh.
Conversion there. Wallington getting another one, another notch to his belt. And that's his final act of his game as he comes off with a host of other Edinburgh players. We've had an absolutely cracking game so far. Let's hope it continues.
Yeah, this is certainly not the score I was expecting. I don't know about you two, but I was...
No, I thought it would be a much tighter affair, especially considering the last few years. St Andrews getting back into it, but looks like a strong Edinburgh team this year.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of returning people from the Edinburgh team, whereas I think St Andrews had quite a shift in players.
And Edinburgh looking to attack straight away again with their fresh legs.
Full of confidence, passes sticking and players running around.
And then great space on the wing, opposite side of the stand.
Arthur Friend is still going.
And Edinburgh going up. Winger backs himself and he's been caught there. Can he get the offload? He does indeed. And that's number 21, Harry Wells there, coming straight on and scoring after an excellent break by number 14, Arthur Friend. Edinburgh looking utterly unstoppable right now.
Arthur Friend did brilliantly there to stay up and just continue running down that line.
I feel for the St Andrews side. They're a skillful bunch who wear their heart on their sleeve, but they've come up against a really strong, physical, well-organised Edinburgh outfit this afternoon. And they may have to start thinking outside the box, maybe a cheeky restart here of some sorts. But at the moment, everything they're doing seems to be playing into the Edinburgh hands.
Conversion scored by number 12, Adam Corser. Edinburgh 45, St Andrews 0.
Scoreline seems to reflect the women's game earlier here.
Yeah.
St Andrews will be heartbroken and lose all the bragging rights if they leave Murrayfield today without having scored a point in either fixture.
Let's not jinx it here, Freeman.
Yeah. Again, I hope my commentator's curse comes round to St Andrews scoring a worldie of a try here. But again, it's going to have to come from an Edinburgh error. They just need to be absolutely in control, comfortable, confident, and playing to their strengths.
The Edinburgh defence, though, are commendable. I mean, they haven't given...
Big knock on in the midfield there, but recovered by Edinburgh.
That's being taken back by the ref, I think.
Put into the scrum goes to St Andrew. You really feel for this team. They've played so well. The score is not reflective of the fixture at all.
I love the fact Chimbali still played on there as if the referee wouldn't have seen that knock on.
I think Edinburgh are confident.
Everything's going his way.
Yeah.
A great attacking opportunity for St Andrews here. Midfield scrum. They've left only their left winger on the open side. Everybody's gone blind. But again, very lateral from St Andrews and working for them. Unfortunately, that touch line proving the 16th defender again for Edinburgh.
Edinburgh well drilled in defence, just shepherding St Andrews to the touchline every time. They know they can front up in the midfield, so St Andrews being forced to go out wide. It's just not working for them so far. Small setup from the line out here from Edinburgh. Getting a bit more space for that back line to be unleashed once more. Penalty advantage being played to Edinburgh. What can they do with it here? They go quickly, where they've been called back.
Just as well the referee called them back for that. Edinburgh looking again to generate a quick play. All about momentum with these guys. And looking to keep the tempo high in how they play and how they find their way up the pitch.
Line out here to Edinburgh on the halfway line. Set piece has been functioning well for them. Secured the last few quite easily with little contest from St Andrews.
You're absolutely right, David. They've shortened the line out there and filled the midfield with their big ball carriers. This is going to go Route 1 first phase here.
Again, very flat, and the ref has called it correctly as a forward pass from Edinburgh there. St Andrews ball.
Quick ball out of the St Andrews scrum.
St Andrews with possession on the Edinburgh 10 metre here. Again, the breakdown's looking very scrappy. Both teams flying in off their feet. Huge hit in midfield there by number 19. That's George Ignarski. Absolutely colossal, but St Andrews have kept the ball. I'm all one for a cliche in rugby. And one of my favourites is you've got to earn the right to go out wide, and St Andrews currently are not doing that. They're just flinging the ball out wide because of the excellent defence that Edinburgh are putting up.
And Arthur Friend is off again.
Looks like a field day for Edinburgh.
You can definitely tell the Edinburgh side now is just that much more confident. You know, they're just really powering
As Freeman
through.
was saying, all the passes are sticking, all the carries are hard, no drop balls. Exactly where they want to be, this Edinburgh team. Oh, and it's gone well for them again. And they've taken the line out quickly after it's knocked into touch by...
Oh, no.
I think a bit of a messy piece of play there from both sides. Looked like St Andrews knocked the ball into touch off a chip kick. Edinburgh took quickly. Knocked on, and then it is now an Edinburgh put into the scrum, sorry. Apologies, it's a St Andrews scrum. Edinburgh knocking on there.
And number 1 is coming back on for Edinburgh, Stuart Hodgson.
Looking at the way the St Andrews backline are lining up here, they don't look like there's going to be a kick chase on. I think they're going to probably run it from here. They've started securing that all-important first phase ball. I'll be interested to see how they move this through their back line.
Oh.
St Andrews finding touch just outside their own 22. Edinburgh line out. The pressure relieved there by St Andrews. Good kicking. They've improved much on that since in the first half. They're just feeding the Edinburgh backline.
It's like you say, David, it's really interesting there. That was obviously a pre-rehearsed sequence there, all about relieving pressure and getting out of the 22, something they didn't do in the first half, and almost invited Edinburgh opportunities to attack their try line.
Crossfield kick there from Edinburgh. What will the bounce do? He stayed in, and St Andrews on the counter attack. Clearing kick stays. Kick goes out, but it was on the bounce. Edinburgh ball just inside the St Andrews half. It's good defence there from St Andrews, especially the winger. 2-on-1, did well.
We're now halfway through the second half. Edinburgh do not look like they're giving in at all. That was a brilliant drive from number 18, Tommy Forchett.
Edinburgh just full of energy again. Any opportunity or any missed tackle, they seem to flood the support and put themselves in excellent opportunities to score more points.
Edinburgh setting up well on the St Andrews try line here, looking to score once more and really put an end to this tie. And there we go. Edinburgh to score again.
I believe that was
I'm sure that'll be music to the ears of some of our friends and supporters abroad. Listening all the way from Texas, we've got a Mr. Chris Wyatt wishing his love and his support to his friends at the Edinburgh Rugby Club. Thank you for your watching, Chris.
I was going to say that was a score, that was a try even by number 15 for the University of Edinburgh, Henry Weir. And it looks like Adam Causer might be taking the conversion again.
It looks like number 12 Causer for the conversion since number 10 Wellington's gone off on the bench. We are playing rolling subs though in this fixture, so some of these boys might get another run out. And it looks like he is getting a run out just as I say that.
This really is an impressive display by this Edinburgh side. The variety of tries they're scoring, the manner in which they're scoring the tries.
Oh no, that was a conversion by number 21, Harry Wells, I believe. Looks like Adam's just come off to seek some physio.
As you mentioned earlier, it'd be great to see St Andrews try something a little bit different. Chance their arm, they really have nothing to lose at this stage. They clearly have the ability, it's where they have the confidence in themselves to go out there and just execute something.
Box kick well under pressure there.
Here we go, kick far too long, opportunity to run the ball back.
What can St Andrews do here?
Edinburgh already driving them back.
Edinburgh up quickly in defence.
They're very fast, a heck of a kick chase there.
Very well drilled defensive set.
Here we go.
Oh, that's an unfortunate.
Ball's gone backwards there, dropped backwards, and it's been picked up by St Andrews. They secure their own ball. Route 1 from St Andrews here, just one-off runners at the moment. It's not much invention. Offload, very nice from St Andrews. Broken field, he's made it over halfway.
From St Andrews. George Wellington, the orchestrator there, taking the ball flat.
And just as you say that, St Andrews dropping the ball here, but they kept it, they've returned it to their own side, they've maintained possession. This is what they need. Just need to keep the ball, need to get some points on the board.
Yellow card there for Edinburgh. Didn't seem to be too much malice in the tackle. Unfortunately, we don't have the privilege of TV replays here. But in the referee's opinion, he must have gone past the horizontal. And because there was no malice, just the yellow card. But again, the difference between these sides hasn't been great this afternoon. It has come down to the simple execution of well-orchestrated moves from both sides. And I think it might have something to do with the fact that we're so early on in the season. And like we mentioned earlier, combinations still trying to work out how they want to play with each other for the rest of the season. But everything going Edinburgh's way at the moment.
So players still down in backfield after that tackle. There's some hurt bodies over there. A lot of boys getting strapped up. As you say, Freeman, it's early on in the season. We don't want any injuries now. So these boys get ready for their Bucks leagues. Let's hope.
Sorry, 15 minutes to go, David. Edinburgh having a guy in the bin. I'll be interested to see just how St Andrews can capitalise on that extra attacker.
I was going to ask, just while we were dealing with this injury, what are your hopes for the World Cup? Who do you think is going to win?
Who do I think or who do I want?
Okay, both.
Obviously, I would love England to win the World Cup, and I think they're better placed than they have been for a while to do so. But can't put it past South Africa or New Zealand either. I think those are the big three in my eyes. I don't think Wales have got it. No offence to any Welsh fans out there, but my eyes are on England, South Africa and New Zealand.
What about you, Freeman, about the World Cup? I was just saying...
My bias would be towards the Springboks, although this morning I thought the All Blacks were fantastic.
Yeah.
We haven't seen England show their full hand just yet, so I think tomorrow morning's fixture for them will be very interesting. I think if they can keep Manu Tuilagi fit and Owen Farrell, as David rightly says, they've got the absolute squad to go there and bring the Webb Ellis home. The Australians are an unknown quantity, and the French started really well this morning. So, as you can tell by my ramblings here, I don't really know who's going to win.
It'll be very interesting to see.
Yeah, as long as it's a side wearing green, because I enjoy my Guinness every once in a while, I'll be happy nonetheless.
Well, I've got France in the work sweepstakes. I'll be very happy if they do well.
It's an interesting stat there. Every team in the top 10 has beaten every other team at some point, or lost to every other team at some point in the top 10 within the last 3 months.
That's very interesting.
It's the closest that World Rugby has been for a very long time. So we've got some interesting games coming on. And it's just the early morning starts aren't great.
Yeah, but 6 a.m.s are going to be...
5:45 kickoff this morning. Wasn't fun, but it's once every 4 years.
Yes, this is true. But I'm very excited to see what Japan can do. They seem to be improving in leaps and bounds.
Well, I've got a sneaking suspicion Japan might cause an upset in either one of the Ireland or Scotland games. They've got a tough run of fixtures of Scotland especially. But I hope for the sake of wearing England kit out in Edinburgh that Scotland do well.
Yeah. And unfortunately we do have a player coming off the pitch right now for St Andrews. Hopefully it's nothing.
The yellow card we've just seen in the tackle that went in there, that unfortunately has meant the St Andrews player hasn't continued. The game has been played today in a fantastic spirit. Here he is getting a standing ovation from the crowd. I'm sure a couple of beers later will make him feel so much better about the afternoon. But again, what a fantastic spectacle this is, not only for university rugby but for Edinburgh rugby in general.
And 15 minutes left on the clock.
St Andrews with the line out there on Edinburgh 22. But it's been stolen again by Edinburgh. Just can't catch a break, the St Andrews side. It's just unfortunate because they've been shaping up really well. Had some excellent attacking play and the defence has been decent, but it's just small individual errors costing them heavily.
David, you're absolutely right. The difference between the sides hasn't been great despite what the scoreboard suggests. And here St Andrews are still throwing the ball around, trying to play rugby, trying to entertain, and getting that all-important score. Unfortunately, yes.
Beautiful
Chipping
kick.
behind there by Edinburgh.
Oh, and it's been...
Carried back over the line by St Andrews. Excellent chase there by Chibale. He's done well.
That was always going to be a win-win situation for Edinburgh. They put the ball in behind the St Andrews defence. Either they get a good bounce and they go over for the try, they get a line out which is working well for them, or in this instance, it's a 5-metre scrum to them. Now I realise they're a man down, but I think their weight advantage in the scrum will help. And they're playing with confidence, so with the exception of a miracle, I can't see any other outcome than another Edinburgh try within the next couple of phases.
Let's see how that commentator's curse goes this time, eh?
I'm trying everything. I want St Andrews to score, I really do.
Edinburgh put into the scrum. Early shove there by St Andrews. Penalty given. Oh, resetting the scrum there. And we'll take it quickly. Edinburgh electing to reset the scrum. They know they've got the ascendancy in set piece. Just looking to turn the screw to sit in St Andrews. Keeping the pressure on, keeping them in their own half. I think they're very proud of that. 0 conceded. Let's hope it stays that way. For Edinburgh fans, of course.
Yes. Big push from St Andrews, but unfortunately, hopefully, Edinburgh
running hard, securing their own ball despite a good attacking scrum there from St Andrews. Line speed good there from St Andrews, putting pressure on the 10. Edinburgh getting it out wide, dragged down just in front of the try line. Big collision there by St Andrews, stopping Edinburgh from running over the line. Excellent body on the line stuff. And just as I say that, Edinburgh score again. A jump over the ruck there. And another try to Edinburgh.
And that was another try from number 5 for the University of Edinburgh, Zach Redgrave. He's had a sterling match this afternoon.
Edinburgh going from strength to strength there. We mentioned earlier that the yellow card might hinder them, but it seems to have galvanised them even further, if that was ever possible. Again, I really admire this St Andrews resolve as they jog back from their own try line for the restart, looking to keep the tempo of the game going and wanting to finish on a high. I really do think they need to vary their restarts, either knock it long or short enough for them to compete, or just switching it left or trying something different. And unfortunately another restart that lands in really no man's land, not allowing the chases, but look, again the commentator's curse, they've come up with the ball.
Driven back well there in defence by Edinburgh. It's a great tackle, but St Andrews are keeping the ball, but they're looking like they're not being able to break through this Edinburgh defensive line.
Looking to play quickly. Here we go. They've
Come
found the
on,
edge.
St Andrews.
So there's a quick penalty releasing the St Andrews back line, getting swallowed up by the Edinburgh defence.
That Edinburgh defence looking comfortable, even though they're a man down. Their drift defence nullifying any speed and ambition that St Andrews are showing out wide. Great distribution again from the St Andrews.
Excellent line break here from St Andrews.
Ooh.
That's number 4, Stephen Toohey. Edinburgh holding strong on their own 5-metre line, but St Andrews looking like they can score well from here.
This could be the most popular score of the entire day. They must keep hold of the ball. Edinburgh defence really stretched here. They have the man advantage.
Oh, that is so unlucky.
I agree with that.
If you can hear the boos like we can.
And you can hear a resounding boo around Murrayfield here this afternoon.
Penalty given to Edinburgh for, I think, moving after tackles for St Andrews.
I think he's saying double movement or momentum. I'm not sure.
You could tell the St Andrews spectators really wanted that try. You could feel like the players wanted it. Unfortunately, it's not to be.
As we're coming into the final 10 minutes of the game now, there will be some injury time played. But again, St Andrews in the Edinburgh 22, still imposing themselves on the game here, putting Edinburgh under pressure. It all comes down to this defensive line out and how they look to get the ball back.
Edinburgh finding touch well there. Clearing the lines a little bit.
Oh, it's got into the crowd.
The crowd are loving it. The sun just about set on Murrayfield. The top tier is still dazzled by sunlight by the bottom. Getting a little bit chilly now. Looking for some entertainment in the dying minutes of the game. Big hit in midfield there by St
Solid defence from St Andrews. Well played. Just if they can hold on to them here, keep him up. Was that a Mull referee? I'm not sure he thinks it was. Great box kick there. Your ball, my ball. Someone's got to put a name on that.
Oh, big tackle from Edinburgh there.
And St Andrews have come up with the goods. In fact, they've got numbers in attack here. If they can move the ball wide.
Still numbers, still numbers. St Andrews looking buoyed by that attack on the Edinburgh line. I know they can do it now. They just need to do it again.
I've been really impressed with George Wallington. I've not been a fan of his kicking game this afternoon, but his bravery to take the ball to the line and distribute to look for his ball carriers around him.
Working through the ruck.
Number 22 is not giving in from Edinburgh.
That's Angus Bell with some very abrasive carryings, I think it's called.
Oh.
Oofa.
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 Again, Edinburgh defence proving the difference. A turnover in possession. 4 or 5 phases later, they're on the front foot.
And they've gone
there.
Knock on there.
Knock
on what looked like a certain try.
Could that be the turning point in the fixture?
Could that be the 7 minutes, 7 tries? I think it can be done. If only there was TMO.
Maybe next year.
Maybe. Looks like we've got an injury for Edinburgh just coming off. Number 6, just Tom Robertson.
5-metre scrum here. And St Andrews, the way their backline have set up, again are looking to run themselves out of trouble. I have to commend them on their bravery. The never say die attitude has really paid dividends in how they will walk off the pitch this afternoon with their chests held high despite the scoreboard.
And they've earned the penalty there and the right to clear their lines. Good work there from the St Andrews back row. Edinburgh doing everything they can to keep the ball in play. Bit of acrobatics from the wingers there, but ball still found touch and it's the St Andrews ball.
Looks like number 18 for Edinburgh has come on, Tommy Fawcett.
And And Edinburgh steal the line out again. Loose pass, but they've maintained possession. Chipping behind. Edinburgh backing their pace. And the bounce is fine for Edinburgh. Pops it up, and that's a score to Edwards, who I think's on his hat-trick now. We'll check that in the match stats afterwards, but that is some excellent play against the grain from Edinburgh. Out of nowhere, they make a score. The support lines went well. Kicking behind went well. Everything seems to be coming up Edinburgh.
That ball just bounced straight over the head of Fazan for the University of St Andrews, and Arthur Friend picked that up.
You could say that piece of play pretty much sums up the afternoon's fixture. A kind of bounce for Edinburgh, and that man, James Small-Edwards, on the shoulder there to provide the extras. He's been at the heartbeat of everything Edinburgh have done well today, whether it be the defensive organisation around the ruck, how he snipes, engages the defence around the breakdown. He really has brought energy to this Edinburgh side, and the crowd seems to be loving him for that.
So we've got just 4 minutes left on the clock. The score is Edinburgh 62, St Andrews 0. And we're just waiting for the conversion, which unfortunately just swings left.
It's just wide from Wellington, but on a day like today, it's not all too important.
I'd love St Andrews again, I'm going to say, to try something different with their restart. They're going to the right again. If this lands just outside the 22, it's just playing into Edinburgh's hands. And there we go.
Knock on there from St Andrews at the start, but Edinburgh have got the ball. It's Edinburgh possession after a knock on. And that it just sums up the game. As Freeman said, the bounces are kind of for Edinburgh. It's just unfortunate for St Andrews, who've been playing so well. Things haven't been going quite well for them.
I'm not too sure if you heard that, but the stadium announcers just awarded man of the match to the Edinburgh number 9, James Small-Edwards.
Very well deserved.
We've been eulogising about him this afternoon, but he's been quite fantastic.
I was going to say no surprise there.
Yeah. Everything in the attack from Edinburgh has come from him. The pace off the base of the ruck. That's a tongue tie if everyone wants to try that. Pace off the base of the ruck from Edwards has been excellent.
His ball distribution's been fantastic.
He's clearly looked for the hero inside himself.
Yes.
I had to say that, didn't I? I might be showing my age, but there you go.
For those who don't know, James Edwards' dad's a semi-famous rugby player. You might have heard of him. Played for Wales a few years back. Look him up.
And his mum is the lead singer from
M People.
That's right.
So I think he's done a lot to be proud of today.
Hence my corny lyric
I know.
reference earlier.
He must get it all the time. He shouldn't be so successful, but he should be.
He's doing very well today. His parents should be proud. Ooh, floated past there from Edinburgh, nearly picked off, but they've got it still.
He's at it
running
again.
Fast and hard. It's Hitchens breaking the line. Tap tackle there in midfield. But he's driving on. Edinburgh not giving up, despite the fact they're 62 points ahead. They're playing everything here.
Interception.
Nearly an intercept there, but a knock on from St Andrews. Brings the ball back to Edinburgh, and what will surely be, in the final minute of the game, probably the last phase of attack.
Murrayfield is still full of supporters. They're all on their feet now. The stewards have now lined the touchline in their high-vis jackets. Let's hope the guys stay in the stand singing this afternoon.
It's definitely a rowdy bunch towards the left-hand side. I think there's always a big turnout from both St Andrews and University of Edinburgh rugby clubs.
I think the Edinburgh boys brought 3 or 4 coaches this year. keen to get some supporters down for the boys. And it looks like it's worked.
Oh, that was unlucky.
That was some acrobatics again there.
Unbelievable. James Hall-Edwards seems to have stepped into the number 10 role now, just showing his versatility. Still marshalling his troops around him.
St Andrew's line speed seems to have improved as the match goes on. Up there quickly, smothering the Edinburgh attack.
And he's off
Here he
again.
goes again.
Edwards
Oh,
with the
look at
doubling,
him
Edwards
go.
with the break.
It's just no
Where's the
running out of.
outside? 60 on the wing. Excellent break from Edwards, and running down the line from number 16, Will Cook. Tried the goose step, didn't quite work out, but that's full time now. I don't know if you can hear that, but Edinburgh are winning the game 62-0. Excellent showing from the University of Edinburgh, keeping a clean sheet in both games, winning convincingly, and keeping Varsity in the city for another year.
The University of Edinburgh have reigned supreme once more.
Next year we might be less biased.
The team must be so happy with that. They're going to be. There's
They
going
must
to be.
be ecstatic. I know I'm happy, but to play on the pitch and win 62-0 in front of a 10,000 strong crowd at the National Stadium, not much compares.
I feel quite emotional. Of course, I'm unbiased.
Commiserations to St Andrews. We played some excellent rugby in both games, but on the day, just the bounce of the ball, it is a funny shape after all.
Yes.
Went Edinburgh's way.
And I think both sides can be really proud of the way they played this afternoon. St Andrews never going into their shells, never being conservative, always looking for that vital score that eluded them for most of the afternoon, for in fact the entire afternoon. But still played in great spirits as you watch both teams here congratulating each other on a hard-fought victory. I'm sure they'll obviously look back on today with fond memories. But a great spectacle for university sport to be played at this level of rugby, in this stadium, in this weather. What a great day.
It's been an excellent day out. Excellent show of rugby. If you're in two minds about watching it, come down next year, because it promises to be an excellent day again. Two teams showing good rugby values here, congratulating each other and forming the tunnel.
I was going to say how just how historic this game is. I mean, it really is an ancient rivalry from what I've heard.
They predates even my parents. So 160?
Yeah,
around
like
160 years old this game. Billed as the oldest varsity game in the UK. And you know what? It brings all the rivalry with it. And luckily, from an Edinburgh perspective, Edinburgh are winning again.
But yeah, I'd just like to thank you both for coming down. It was really valuable to have you on board.
Best seats in the house.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? I'm just so glad the weather stayed fine.
I know, yeah, this is a rarity for Scotland, as any of you who live here will know. It's been sunny and clear the entire time, and kind of warm, which is an absolute blessing when you're sat in the stands.
But no, I think there'll be big celebrations tonight from the University of Edinburgh.
Obviously staying sensible as they are athletes.
Yes. Well, I think they've got big games coming up next week.
Oh, the book season, kicks off in earnest now that university's back in session. Excellent way to start the season for the boys, and let's hope they can carry it on.
But yeah, just feeling really positive about the season ahead. I think they've started well, and start as you mean to go on. But yeah, thank you very much, David.
No
and
worries.
Congratulations to the University of Edinburgh.
Thank you very much. It's been a good session, good day.
Yeah. And we will see you all very soon for the next live stream of whatever sport the University of Edinburgh media team come up with. But yeah, massive congratulations again to the University of Edinburgh men's and women's team. They both brought out sterling support, and commiserations to St Andrews. I would say that the scores have not reflected how that their teams have played.